Your dog is sitting there right now, working through a rabbit ear like it's the only thing in the world. Slow, methodical, not frantic, not gulping, just chewing, steady and calm. And you're probably watching thinking, great, she loves it. But that's not what you're actually seeing. What you're watching isn't excitement, it's closer to relief. And once you understand that, a lot of things about your dog start making more sense than they ever did before. Most owners look at a rabbit ear and see a treat, something to keep the dog busy, maybe a little reward, maybe just a nice thing to give. That's where the misread starts, because rabbit ears aren't working the way you think they are. They're not just a snack your dog happens to enjoy. They're a tool, and your dog is using them with more precision than you're giving credit for. The same behavior can mean something different in different dogs, at different moments, under different conditions. Flatten it all into one category, and you miss the whole thing. Stay with this, because the last reason smart owners give rabbit ears is the one that changes how you understand your dog permanently. Here's what's actually happening when your dog chews. The moment your dog settles in and starts working through that ear, rhythmic, controlled, not rushing, the jaw movement itself is doing something. Repetitive chewing activates the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the branch responsible for rest, recovery, digestion, and calm. It's not a coincidence that dogs reach for chewing when they're overstimulated. It's not random that your dog slows mid-chew and almost looks like she's somewhere else entirely. Behaviorists observe this pattern across species. Repetitive oral movement has a measurable effect on arousal levels. It's one of the fastest ways a dog can shift from a heightened state back to baseline without any external help. Your dog figured that out on her own. You just handed her the mechanism. Your dog isn't enjoying the snack. Your dog is using it. That matters, because if you're giving rabbit ears without thinking about when, you're treating a precision tool like it's candy. There's a whole pattern here. Specific moments when your dog actually needs this. Specific states where the chew does the most work. And most owners miss it entirely because they stop at enjoyment. They see a happy dog. They don't see the function underneath it. But if chewing is the mechanism, why does the material of the ear matter? Because the part most owners throw away is the part doing the real work. You've noticed the fur. Most owners do, and most shrug. Texture thing, maybe that's just how it comes, nothing important. Some owners strip it off before handing it over, or specifically look for de-furred versions because it seems cleaner. That is the wrong call, and the cost is bigger than you'd think. The fur isn't decoration. When your dog eats the ear with the fur intact, that fur travels through the digestive tract and acts as a natural brush. It moves debris through the gut and can help carry out worm eggs and other intestinal matter that would otherwise sit in the lining. Wild canids consume fur constantly. It's a standard part of processing prey. Domesticated dogs have had that stripped from their diets almost completely. Rabbit ears with fur are one of the few practical ways to bring it back in a controlled, low-risk form. The part most owners peel off is the part doing the work. So you've already paid for the thing, you've already handed it over, and then you eliminate the primary functional benefit because it looks a little rough. It's not rough, it's correct. The fur being there is the point. But the gut connection doesn't stop at parasites, and what comes next is the part most owners never connect to what they're actually watching. Here's the pattern that tends to surprise people. A dog that gets rabbit ears regularly starts to seem different over time. Calmer, less reactive on the leash, less triggered by things that used to spike her, and the credit almost always goes somewhere else. Training is finally clicking, she's maturing, the routine is settling in. All of that might be true, but something else may also be happening inside, invisible to the owner. Some studies suggest gut microbiome composition directly influences anxiety and stress reactivity in dogs, not just in humans. The gut-brain axis is documented across mammals. Trainers commonly report that dogs on cleaner, less processed diets are noticeably easier to work with, not because the food makes them obedient, but because the background noise of chronic gut irritation goes quiet. The dog functions closer to her actual temperament instead of a stressed version of it. You've been giving your dog therapy, you just called it a treat. The dangerous version of this misread is when an owner sees improvement and doubles down on the wrong variable. More repetition in training, more correction, more drilling. While the real lever is sitting in the food bowl. The behavior was always connected to the gut. The gut was always connected to the ear. And here's where it gets more precise. Because if rabbit ears affect how regulated your dog is every day, then when you give them stops being random. Most owners hand one over without much thought. After the walk because it's a good time. After guests leave because the house is finally quiet. Before the fireworks because something has to help. The moment feels convenient. It doesn't feel like a decision. To your dog, it is. Dogs track sequences. They notice what comes before and what follows after. When you consistently offer a rabbit ear in the window after something stressful, after the overstimulation, after the noise, after the elevated state, that ear starts to accumulate meaning. Not symbolically, not consciously, but through the most basic behavioral mechanism, repetition. The ear gets paired with recovery, with calm returning. Behaviorists observe that post-arousal rewards accelerate the return to baseline significantly faster than rewards given at neutral moments. Over time, the predictability itself becomes calming. The dog learns to expect the off-ramp, and the expectation of regulation is already a form of it. Now flip it. Guests are still there, fireworks are peaking, your dog is spinning, and you hand over the ear because you want it to help right now. It doesn't. The arousal stays elevated while the chewing happens, and now the ear is paired with the chaos instead of the relief. The association inverts. The signal you've been building breaks down. There's a version of this that trains calm. There's a version that trains chaos. The only difference is when you hand it over. That's the moment the owner becomes the variable. It's not just about what the ear does to your dog anymore. It's about what you do with it. When you reach for it, what state your dog is in, whether you're paying attention or just reacting. The rabbit ear is a tool, and like any tool, the result depends on who's holding it. If you're the kind of owner who wants to understand what's actually happening, not just what looks like it's happening, this channel is built for you. There's one more layer here, and it has nothing to do with digestion, or the nervous system, or timing. It's smaller than any of that, and it's the one most owners walk right past. Watch your dog the next time you hand over a rabbit ear. Not after, during. The exact moment you extend your hand and she takes it. She probably takes it gently. There's a pause that's almost imperceptible. Some dogs make eye contact for just a second before they turn and settle. And then she stays close. Not because the ear is better over there, because you're here. Most owners read that as good manners. Well-trained dog, polite behaviour, nothing more to see. The glance is coincidental. The proximity is just comfort-seeking. What's actually in that moment is a transaction. When your dog takes something directly from your hand, especially something that holds her attention for the next 10 or 15 minutes, she isn't just accepting food. She's accepting an offering from someone she trusts and choosing to stay in your proximity while she uses it. Trainers commonly note that hand-delivered enrichment builds the owner-dog association with safety and reward at a different level than food left in a bowl. The bowl is just food, the hand is you, and your dog knows the difference. When she settles near you with that ear, she's not just comfortable, she's locating herself in relation to you. You gave her the thing that makes everything quiet. You are the source of the good state, and she wants to remain close to that source while it's happening. Every single time you do this, that association, you, safety, calm, good, gets reinforced, whether you're paying attention or not, which means you can undo it without knowing. You toss the ear across the room before she's even settled. You're already on your phone. You move to another room. She gets the ear, the fur does its job, the chew regulates her nervous system, but the window just closed. You were present for a second and then gone. The ear becomes a solo experience. The chew still works. The layer underneath it doesn't. You could throw it. Most people do. But that's not what your dog is hoping for. Here's what all of this actually adds up to. You started this video watching a dog chew on a rabbit ear. Familiar, easy to overlook. And what looked like a snack is a system. Multiple mechanisms running in parallel that most owners never connect to each other. The rhythmic chew is nervous system regulation. The fur is gut maintenance. The gut health feeds directly into how reactive and anxious your dog is every single day. The timing either builds or erodes her sense of predictable safety. And the handoff, that quiet, small, easily dismissed moment, is where the relationship either deepens or stays surface level. None of these things work against each other. Every time you give a rabbit ear with intention, you're running all 5 at once. Your dog doesn't just want the ear, your dog wants it from you.